Hey everybody, good evening. Good evening. Here we are back in business again, and let's pop out these comments and let's get going. So, all right, David, how you doing? David Lando, Bernie Strong, Brother Jack Dawson, and Philip Reynolds. Welcome in. This is the first beta of I'm opening up some really healthy soda, by the way. This is called Evolution, man. It's like some good stuff, healthy stuff. So don't know who's playing yet, Philip. We're going to kind of look around the game first. All right. So thank you, one and all. Davis has been looking forward to seeing more about this PC game. Um, so there's been a lot of hype. I don't think that I've ever seen so much hype and anticipation about a game as I have this one. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So, yep, this game is going to be hitting on Steam. It's also going to be available directly from the developer. So, Avon Root, hopefully you'll catch this. I did put a link in your Discord over there, as you mentioned. So, hopefully, folks will be checking it out. So, there's a lot of guys been doing a lot of testing on this thing, and a lot of them are cards and dice players. So, I'm coming out this completely different. I'm coming differently. I'm coming at this as a digital baseball player. But this thing does a lot. It really, really does a lot. I'm going to get into it. So everybody knows about, you know, the payoff pitch. It's an excellent, excellent baseball game. And even of course, the splash screen, which doesn't stay out there long enough. It's a really, really nice splash screen. And I like things like that. So we're going to poke around a little bit. So this is what I don't know what's going to be in the release. John DFW H Field joining us. Good evening, you guys. So I don't know what's going to be out for release. All these seasons here might not be available for purchase. I don't know what the purchase model is. I'm very curious, especially how that's going to work on Steam and how people are going to deal with maybe seasons that would be considered DLC. We'll see. I think I would offer this um, if the developers here know anything about yeah. So I don't know, John. I wish I knew at this point. I was just invited to their Discord just last week, and Avon Root, like a week or so before, say, hey, would you really like to test out the beta and all that kind of stuff. So so with that, I would offer to them this as just a constructive piece of advice. A lot of people know Paradox games. You guys know Paradox? They do Stellaris, they do Crusader Kings, great games, but one of the things that they get slammed for is lots of DLC. So if these are going to be sold as seasons, what I would suggest to do is maybe do them in batches or something like that. Because if you're selling seasons, with DLC as a single season DLC, you could hurt yourself coming out of the gate. Remember that your competitors on Steam, Digital Diamond Baseball and Out of the Park Baseball, both offer all the seasons in one go. So I'm hoping that there will be something like that. I'm still going to buy the game, um, but going on Steam, and I'm sure that's been, I'm guessing these are, hey, Aaron Reed, they're gamers, they understand, and people rebel against a lot of DLC. So that would be my only concern as far as that goes. All right, so we're in the main interface once you get past the splash screen. So this is over here the selection of seasons. So I'm guessing as you buy seasons, these are the seasons you would have. This is what's in the beta right now. I Who knows if there's going to be this many seasons available in the beta or in the final release. That would be nice. I think it would be really nice because I think if you just come out with like just last season, that could be. So you got some nice. There's no dead ball era in here, but I do know that dead ball is a different animal. But we got 1921, 33, 48, 63, 69, 75, 81, 87, and 2024. So a good cross section of baseball history post dead ball. Um, so something pretty much for everybody. So basically, so easy here. You can play a new game. So we are in 1975, and I could play a new game. I can pick two teams right now. It's going to do basically an exhibition type game. Over here are all the players, and this is one of the really really cool things about this. So I'm going to hover over Mike Schmidt's card. There's his actual payoff pitch card right there, and the first thing that really really strikes me, and superb job, Avinroot. I don't know if you're the lone developer on this, but you and if there are any other developers with you, bravo. These cards look amazing. They look absolutely amazing. Um, they're very clean. They're very easy to read. So that's, and you see one of my cats in the background. He's actually approving of this as well. But you get additional information as well too. You can see there in that little pop out to the right, it shows us too, just at a glance, that I really like, taking advantage of a digital platform here, which I think is really important. And something that Strat Max does very well too is taking advantage of a digital ecosystem. So we see that, Mike Schmidt is considered a 99.6, so he's a tier one elite. We see that here he does best against wheel pitchers. We can see here, like as far as his zones, how he does against wheel, patient, tough, right, and impatient. So how he does again against matchups. His skills as a bunter, for hitting into double plays, whether or not he's going to, running, steal, and jump, which is, I really like the fact that you have that differentiation. We talked about that last night on our look over the beta for the new um, strategy baseball. And also, of course, we have his injuries and we have stats. We have actual stats here to look at, which is really nice. And you have the stats down there, and everything that you see on the card, right, is also in this little call out window here, I call it, and the addition of what his tier is. So if you're just looking for some quick information, I really like that. And this is the same for everybody. So again, we've looked at Reggie Jackson here, and the same thing. Just absolutely love this. Great job. This is the first, when I first saw this game and how they were doing it, I'm like, you guys are doing it right. You guys are doing it right. Can I make the card larger? The card itself, we would have to look in game options, but it's pretty easy to read on my end, and I'm not using a huge monitor. This is a 22-inch monitor, so for most gamers, this would be a small monitor. But I have looked at the game on the monitor that I use to monitor chat, and it looks great. Now, if you have a really high resolution monitor, yeah, you might want to think about scaling that up. Okay, I haven't tried that because it looks good where it is. And there's D. Scott Howard. All right. So so it's in there. It's just, the only thing I put on the link on Discord, Jack, is just to let them know that I'm doing this live presentation. So Philip, I'm not sure. We'll look in game options. Let's look at settings right now. Game pulse. So let me see. Let's go to visuals, since that's your question. Window, dark theme, scoreboard, autoplay, transition, diamond wipe. So doesn't look like it. But I think that you can also do some scaling with your just with your monitor. Very very easy to do that if you want to, if you want to do that. So you can use, you can show using a tray, and you can also enter play results manually. So this is pretty cool because you can also use Payoff Pitch as a board game companion. Now the market gets even more exciting with Digital Diamond Baseball working as a board game companion, Pocket Pennant Run as a board game companion. I know Strat PC can work as a board game companion, and Payoff Pitch works as a board game companion. So that's really, really, really cool. So there's a lot of options here. So I'm going to have this. You can have auto dice rolling, and we're going to try the first two. I was going to put up do manual dice rolling and just bring up Pocket Pennant Run to create these dice. But I want to approach this as somebody who's going to play this digitally. And I think that a lot of people that are going to pick this up on Steam are probably going to be doing it this way, or maybe just, I don't know. I think the more hardcore among us, you're basically going to roll the dice and enter that. But we can look at that and just pretend if we want. And if that's the case, I'll bring up Pocket Pennant Run. We'll quickly customize the dice for this game and roll a couple. So that's your enter play results manually, which is really cool. Auto steal. So I like auto steal. Just what it says in the tin. So Apple players, about auto steal and stuff like that. Then you can choose sacrifice bunch, whether it's going to be auto or manual, depending upon game situation, maybe what you would want to choose. If I was playing in the dead ball era, I would switch this to manual. David Lando, Perry's comment is still stuck to the screen and blocking something. I'm sorry. Do I have somebody's? Do I really? There's somebody. Oh yeah, I guess I do. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Geez, David, thank you. All right. So you can use charge for sacrifice bunts. I'm not going to do that. You can use the fast action. This uses fast action cards if you want to use fast action cards. So we're going to turn some things on and off. So while I've been playing with this and having a lot of fun with this, there's going to be some stuff I'm going to try tonight live, because I wanted to come to this as much of a new user as possible. So I'm playing the role of somebody who just bought this on Steam. Since they are going for Steam, I want to be that new player and try to figure things out. So that's what we're going to do tonight. But that being said, I'm really, really excited about this game. All right, let's go to visuals here. Visuals, windowed full screen. That really is only going to matter, I think, for content creators. So I want this windowed so that way I can move my cursor back and forth. You got different themes. Let's look. I don't know what there's dark theme, dark green. Light theme, not too bad. I'm not a fan of any light theme of any. Let's see. Let's try dirt. So dirt could be okay. I'm just going to stick with the dark theme. I like the way that looks. So for on-field stats format, we'll go in and play with a lot of these things. We're going to start with the scoreboard turned on, play descriptions, team lineups, the autoplay menu. We'll have it up there. Highlight defensive player and play result. I think this should be just playing this game. You should always have this on anyhow. Ballpark dust, background particles. Why not? In any transition, diamond. We're going to leave this on. And go from there. Autoplay. I don't mess with autoplay at all, but we can. We'll leave it on for right now. Okay, hotkeys. Got a lot of hotkeys, so you can you can create play, end of play, steal base, sacrifice bunt, hit and run, squeeze play, intentional walk. Hit keys for, and none of these are defined, so you can define all of these, by the way. So if I wanted to roll the dice, I could just press a key, let's say space. Now when I hit the space bar, it's going to roll dice. Pretty self-explanatory, but cool stuff. So lots of things. I haven't looked at trends. I haven't looked at a lot of this stuff. Again, I'm pretending I just bought this today. AI Manager. Yes, it does have AI Manager. If you turn it off, you're going to play it more like a conventional cards and dice game. I will say the AI Manager in this is pretty good. And then its strategy, you can set it to be balanced, aggressive, conservative. You can enforce rest chart rules. You can enforce historical usage rates. So we have this AI behavior taking into account fatigue. Do you want to allow pitchers to start on short rest? And all this, and then again, your simulation speed and game logging. Okay. So, and then to exit, of course, the game, this was the one thing that was like kind of weird. How do I get out of the game? When you have to just go into game options and just exit. That's all you got to do. So let's go ahead and resume our game. We're back now in 1975. So it's just this easy to start a new game. All right. And let's just play 1975, play a new game. This is an exhibition game because we haven't created a project. That's why this is just going to be an exhibition game. So when you're playing seasons, that's when you're creating a project. And you choose from the card sets that you have to create projects. So what we could call a season replay or a what if scenario. So right now we're just going to do an exhibition game to get an idea of game flow and check out different options that way. So I'm not going to try to call the game like I do. Let's just explore. All right. So again, nice touch. Look at this. This is really the attention to understanding, again, the digital ecosystem. Well done, guys. Well done. Right. So I move over. This pops out. This pops out. Wow. That's getting my attention. So there are the park factors for Anaheim Stadium. Again, very nice looking. Just fantastic. Fantastic looking. We are turning off the DH. We're going to play in the National League here. So let's go ahead and pick an away team and a home team. And let's do the Cardinals and let's do the Reds. Since Philip is here and he loves his Cincinnati Reds. So there we go. There are the park factors for Riverfront Stadium. Okay. Unifix, he says, just tuning in. So you may have answered this. Does it come with graphics or do you have to mod it yourself? Thanks. We haven't even gotten there yet. Okay. We haven't gotten there yet as far as graphics and what this looks like. So before we jump into the main game, um, you know, this is a, I don't want to call it a direct translation of a cards and dice game because this adds more because of the AI and things like that. But what you are looking at is essentially Payoff Pitch just done on PC. So it's not going to be an out of the park thing or an action PC game. But that said, the game looks really nice. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's go into there. We've got a nice clean lineup. You can have it. You can have, so these will be the active rosters, but you can also generate. You can edit rosters, set up what you want. This uses meeples. So I'm going to set down here to let the AI manager take care of the Cardinals. So that way we can just have some fun, and we'll manage the Reds, and Philip will tell me if I screw up or not. Even though the Cardinals are my second favorite, they're my second favorite team after the Pirates. We'll do the Reds. So again, up here, when you're looking and you're looking just at the basic stats here, so you're not getting any deep sabermetric stats here in your lineup, which is fine. But you can view that player's card even from here. Now you're not getting that little call out, but by this time you're into the game. I don't think you really need that call out, and it will happen again. So we can look at everything, looking at Lou Brock here, looking at Ted Sizemore. We'll just jump over here, Tony Perez, and so on and so forth. Looking at Bob Gibson's card here, right? Don Gullett. So it's Gibson versus Gullett on this one. Okay. We're going to change this meeple for the Cardinals to their, let's say we'll just do team colors. There we go. Red teams versus red teams always drives me crazy, but there we go. Down here, I've got my taskbar hiding it. So but down here is your play ball. And then we're going to get to what you would think this is kind of the main screen. So top of the first inning. All right. So now we're into, this is kind of where you're going to be making all your defensive decisions. This is also where you can look at game options again, play results, box score, and you're looking at each team, right? So we can see everybody's ratings here, which is really, really cool, right? And again, just pretty self-explanatory. And again, so we're looking at Lou Brock, we're looking at Ted Sizemore. Notice that this is changing over here. I know that you guys are anxious for me to get into jumping into playing this, but I do want to show just the thought, the care that's gone into this, and also that it's following every rule of instructional design. In that when a user sits down to your app, to your website, to whatever, the user should be able, with minimum to no guidance, be able to navigate everything. And they've done it perfectly. They really have. There's been nothing here where I've with this, and I've only had this for 2 days, and only maybe put it about 4 or 5 hours right now. So because I wanted to remain a noob, and they do it right. So looking at all this information straight across. So I'm looking at Lou Brock. Well, for people who speak languages, reading left to right, you have to be aware of that in your interface. And so it makes sense that as I'm clicking here, right? So if we were in another country, right, reading right to left, then we click on Ted Sizemore and his card will be over here. This will be over here. So this is great. I love again this pop out so that you can get a little bit more of a look if you want. So Philip, you do kind of have a resizing right here. And I would say that's probably about a good 20% maybe resize, 10-20% maybe. Say 10%. And I'm reading this both. You see, guys know I had eye surgeries. I'm looking at this without readers, and I can read everything on this card, and I'm looking at it with readers. It's crisp, clean, and no caffeine. You can also set here, again, maybe you've decided, no, I want to change the manager tendencies. You still can do that. So that's cool. Can turn off the AI manager and all that. We're going to have game and season stats that are going to be right there. All right. So pretty cool stuff. And let me move this. Let me auto hide my taskbar, just because. All right, automatically. Boom, and there we go. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click accept. All right. Line score all the way up here. Okay. This, however, because you're probably noticing about this, and I left this here. It's like, look at this. You ready for this, guys? Movable widgets in real time, baby. Movable time. So these things. So the kind of, right, you may not, you right, because that could be, sort of hanging up there. Oh, that sucks. Just move it down. Okay, now, got everything ready to go. Lou Brock is up. And how do we start the game? Well, pretty easy. It's the payoff pitch. So, constructive criticism on this one. Hey, Dwayne, great to see you, man. So, constructive criticism on this part, Avon wrote, is this. While the baseball is nice there, and that's really cool, I think this needs to pop a little bit more, just a little bit more. Maybe a larger font, maybe caps and italicized, give it a nice baseball color or something. That was the only thing when I fired this up. I'm like, okay, it's way over here. So this needs to pop because this is really the most important button. So if that can be, that should be able to be easily remedied. That would be my suggestion. Make this pop a little bit. Give it the payoff pitch, big old button or something tasteful looking, and then your intentional walk down here. And these will fill up, by the way, guys, as more managerial tendencies become available, or managerial choices, I should say. Again, box score, play results. You can still hit options from here. It says play ball. So that's the first thing I clicked on. I'm like, oh, must be play ball. And all it was doing was just moving this all over the place. I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. So let's do it. So the payoff pitch. Now we come to the screen. So we have Don Gullett, Lou Brock. Okay. And right. So and as I'm hovering over these guys again, so Don Gullett, Lou Brock, but I'm seeing Cincinnati's lineup over here, right? Or Cincinnati's right. I can see their defense. So I can see their range, error rating, arm rating, and this is going to be for catchers and outfielders. Okay. I also love this. I love this like big time. So who's on first, second, third, their run rating, their jump rating, and their steal rating. I love the fact that they've put this, like they've made this more granular. Because sometimes in some baseball games, you just get a run rating. Well, what does that mean? So if you get a guy like Ricky Henderson's going to get on first. He's going to steal base. A guy like Roberto Clemente is going to get on base, but he's not necessarily going to steal. But if that ball is put in play, even on a short single, Clemente could many times make it to third. So that steal rating and the jumper or run rating aren't always the same thing. Our Red Sox fan, welcome in. It's been about 8 months since I've seen you, buddy. I'm not even getting notifications for your channel anymore again, and I'm still a faithful subscriber. So I hope you're doing well, buddy. Have you tried this out, Al? It's super cool. All right, so right now, guys, I have this set up for just to when I click to roll the dice. But if you want, we can look at what manual dice results are, and I'll customize some dice in Pocket Pen and run really quickly. This looks like it uses 2d10s and 2d6s. Everybody's saying hi to Al and smiling. All right, here we go. Let's roll the dice. Let's see what's up. All right, this one is going to be a tough off of Gullet's card, and this is going to be 0-3. So this is a strikeout on Lou Brock's card. So what you do down here is you click just the play result, and Don Gullet blows Lou Brock away, strikeout. So another nice thing I love about this is, again, it can be, it's a little bit more descriptive. It's not just utilitarian. Also, if you're keeping score, there you go. Ain't it nice? So I like that nice little touch. So continue. All right. One out. Very clear. Everything is so clear, is so nice. And again, the fact that you can look at cards. So if you're a cards and dice player, you don't stream too much anymore. God, Al. Yes. So this is going to be releasing on Steam, or as well. It's going to be available, I think, directly from the devs or dev. This one, I think, this is a solo dev actually. Root. He's come in here a time or two. Oh yeah, Jack. This, I love this game, man, and I've only been messing with it for 2 days, and this is just the beta. So up here, guys, let's look here. So at bat, Lou Brock versus Don Gullet. Sack bunt check. Not a valid auto sack bunt situation. Need runner on first and second. Less than 2 outs and a runner on third. Play results is a strikeout. So you get that. But let's think back now as playing cards and dice baseball, and you're looking through your cards. Wait, I want to see. Wait a minute. Do I blah blah blah? Don't you just love and how clean this looks, right? And so you can see these. Even on that little call out menu right there next to Bake McBride's card, we're seeing that he's not going to do so well for Wheelhouse and Patient. He's going to be pretty good with Tough, though. He's going to be better with Tough. Um, so using a color grading scheme that we see with Pocket Pennant Run and other games. So yeah, Al, this is coming out also on Steam. And as I mentioned at the top of this broadcast, that I'm hoping that they've kind of studied the Steam ecosystem, because if seasons are sold as separate DLC, um, it might be good to batch them up or do some things like that, because people, you don't want to hurt yourself coming out of the gate, because your competition is Out of the Park Baseball and Digital Diamond Baseball. And by going to Steam, I think it's really smart actually to do that. Why not? The only other sim baseball game that was on Steam for a while was Baseball Mobile. I think Clay tried that for like 2016 or 2017. I have it, like 2 versions of it on Steam, and then it didn't come on Steam anymore, so I buy it directly from him. So I think it's a great idea, and guys, it helps. I think it means so much for our hobby that that Root is deciding to go to Steam with this as well, reach a wider audience. There's gamers out there looking for things that require brain and not twitch. And we know that. We've known that as gamers for decades. Some of the most popular games out there, like Civilization. Civilization is not a Twitch game. So why can't a sports game, especially baseball, so strategic and tactical at the same time? So I applaud it. It's just the DLC model is going to be, how is that going to work? Because I'm pretty sure they're probably not. I don't know. I don't get the sense that they're going to be including every season with this. I can dream, but I don't think that's going to happen. I wish it would. But again, just because of the cards, I'm not sure how these are being generated. I do know in Digital Diamond Baseball, the Status Pro cards are actually generated in that game. I don't know how they're doing this here. I haven't really had a chance to really talk to the developer. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're just gonna do the payoff pitch. All right, so Gullet facing Ted Sizemore now, 240 average for Sizemore in 75, and let's roll them up. Okay, we have an in-play result, and this is going to be a rare play. It's going to be a rare play, so it's a base hit. So I'm guessing here that when the D10s match up, you got it could be, or double zeros gives you the rare play. Okay, so let's go ahead and score as a single. So there's your little meeple. Base hit. Ted Sizemore slaps a single into the gap. I love the fact it could have just said 1B8 and that's it, or it could have just said single. I love the fact that it's got even just this little line. Ted Sizemore slaps a single into the gap. I think it helps with immersion. Okay, now we got a runner on. Okay. Now, So we can just quickly mouse over the Ted Sizemore meeple, and we can look at Sizemore's ratings, which is really, really cool. The one thing you cannot do, though, so you're going to have to look at Sizemore kind of over here. So the other thing that I would suggest, if possible, so when I'm hovering over Ted Sizemore, I'd like these to be able to stay there, and maybe there's something in options so that I can get on, because as a new player, I might forget what does 5 and 1 and F mean. But when I move off of here, those things disappear. Okay, so that's just another thing that I would change in this. Not It's not that it's a bad thing. I think it would be just a good quality of life times of thing. Okay. So once again, up here, it's going through all the things behind the scenes, right? So it's going to do the steal checks, all that kinds of stuff. So Ted Sizemore, the jump check failed at first base, so Sizemore isn't going anywhere. And here's Big McBride, and let's do the payoff pitch. Okay. Oops, my fault. This little square here just represents the dice tray. You can turn that on or off. I think that's more a cosmetic thing. There we go. This is off the patient row on Don Gullett's card, and this is a 97. You guys can see it down here. Fly out to right. So, boom. And they're showing, you saw the little arrows, the little green arrows. So it's showing this was set out to Ken Griffey. Bake McBride lost one into right field. Griffey settles under it for the out. And again, up here, you can see it nicely as well. I would like to see the ability, because we have some real estate over here. If you can, if there's a way to make this widget larger, because I'd like to see maybe back a few more plays. Also, the scroll wheel. The scroll wheel does not work unless you're actually on here. I'd like to see the scroll wheel. These are not criticisms. These are suggestions. I'd like to see the scroll wheel work when I'm in the text. I don't want to be having to go right here. Okay. But once again, so it's going the defense normal, at bat, Bake McBride, sacrifice bunt check. So it's going to be keep doing these, and it's going to be the 2d6. It's 10, not in sack range, continue with normal at bat. And it ends with a fly out. But watch here on the next one, whatever fielder it goes to, you're going to see that quick highlight over there. All right, here's Reggie Smith. And here's the pitch. We got 2 down here in the top of the first. Hey, Craig Scarborough, how you doing, man? Great to see you. All right, Gullett lets it go. And this one is going to be a defense check, 66. Error at first, but there's going to be, so it's just going to be an out. But you can see here it's an error at first base. The 66 is an out, but we see here ground ball plus advance. So let's go ahead, ground out first base. And that covered it up, so we didn't see it. All right, so 3 unassisted and middle of the first. And Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, and Johnny Bench. Now let's start messing around. So the first plan is for me to get out of the park 27, depending on when payoff pitch releases Steam, maybe try to add it to the mix. So out of the park baseball releases this coming Friday. So this isn't coming out till April. And you should get, if you want to, I mean, out of the park baseball is going to have that 10% discount. And if anybody wants to buy it directly from the developers, they get a bigger cut. You get early access on Tuesday for out of the park baseball. But the game doesn't stay out updated. But anyhow, back to payoff pitch. Let's mess around with some of the options and turn some things on, turn some things off. If that's good with you guys. Let's go to, I'm going to leave all this. I like all this here, so we're not going to mess with this too much. Autoplay, gameplay. This is what we want to do. All right, not sure what's going to happen here with enter play results manually, but let's screw around with it, okay? And let's resume game. All right, and let's go to the payoff pitch. Okay, so select type, play type. This is neat. Will I be? Yes, I will be. And actually, John, if they see, I don't know if that with the final beta, but yes, I will be streaming Out of Park 27 Friday night. Yes, yes, yes. This is the Stathead edition of Out of Park 27. What's coming up? So But it's all really good. So buckle up, though. If you thought Out of the Park Baseball gave you a lot more information, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right, back to this. So first, we're going to select our play type. See what happened when the batter was at the plate. Let's say that there was a hit. What kind of hit was it? Look how nice this is. All right, so you're rolling up the dice, and you can just do this. So this is manual entry. Let's just say it was a base hit, and then we're just going to complete the play. Pete Rose lines one in the outfield for a base hit. Look at that. So this is how the manual entry, this is just how it works. That's simple, okay? Now, let's go on with our next batter. Payoff pitch. And let's say that this is going to be an out. Joe Morgan, I'm sorry. Okay. Double play. Let's see how it handles a double play. All right. And we're going to call this a 6-4-3 double play. Complete play. And you can do all this by your keyboard. Boom, boom, boom. Ted Sizemore. Boom, boom, boom. There, double play. Runner out of second and batter out 6-4-3. Joe Morgan grounds in a 6-4-3 double play. 2 down on 1 swing. Again, nice touch. Do not change that. Do not change that. This is great. Actually, I'm hoping for maybe rare plays if it's coded in and possible to get a nice little sort of maybe a little bit more verbiage on really rare, weird plays. Okay. Now I'm gonna try something without customizing dice. So we're gonna pretend. We're gonna pretend here, and I don't know how this is even gonna work. Okay, let's do manual dice rolling and enter the play results manually. Let's see what happens here. Again, I'm that new person that just bought this on Steam. That's what we're gonna pretend. So payoff pitch. Okay, so what happened? Let's say this was a hit. Still looks like we're doing basically the same thing. And let's give Johnny Bench a triple because why not? And complete the play. So there he goes, little Meeple Johnny. He's going around there. Okay. Yeah, payoff pitch. So let's go back to game options again. See how easy this is to use. In fact, let's see. What's roll all dice and FAC? Let's try this. Now we're getting down into some weird stuff here. Let's check it out. Okay. Payoff pitch. So there you go. Now this is going to be more like a pocket pennant run type thing, right? Where you're rolling the dice on the screen. So the last way that I was doing it allowed me to roll the dice for the play. Or just do manual entry on the play. And that's also the board game companion type thing. All right. So here we go. Dice rolls play, pitcher roll. Okay, so there's our pitcher roll. We see here, of course, the name of our pitcher, roll 2d6 for pitcher card lookup. We see that that's coming off patient. Look how clean this is. Look how damn clean this is. All right, now we're going to do our batter roll. Notice it's highlighting now, okay? So we're going off here for the batter. Roll them up, okay? And now we got a fast action card here. It says, okay, so the batter roll as a result is patient on the batter, okay? Roll a D100 for batter card lookup. Payoff pitch is much more exciting than Digital Diamond. Diamond should have put Status Pro Advanced in last version. I totally agree with you, Samuel. So in last version, season would be sold separately for payoff. You get 1 season with the game. Okay, so seasons are going to be sold separately for this. Hopefully that works out well on Steam. That's going to be interesting because again, people and about DLC. We'll see. I mean, again, I'm going to buy it. I hope there'll be. I know a lot of work goes in here. I think that if they're going to be charging like $26.95 a season, though, that could be tricky. But again, they probably have all this worked out. My thing is, I just got to tell you, I'm very impressed with this thing. Okay, so it's prompting us all the way through. You can't. It's awaiting the flip. It says, right. So determine play outcome based on fast action card values. So I'm going to flip it, and there we go. It is telling me that the result is a single. So there you go. So continue. There you go. Now we just did it all. We used the fast action cards and everything. So Tony Perez picks up the RBI. And now we're already up to the next batter, Dave Concepcion. No, I'm not saying that, John. I'm saying the only reason I brought that up is because, no, my God, guys, oh, geez. It's because PC Replay charge charges $26.95 per season. And on Steam, that's not good. I don't know how that's going to fly on Steam. I think if you're selling off of Steam, yes, but that's just a concern. And this could all be just kind of crazy. But isn't this nice? Hey, Todd B, welcome in. He says, this is very Richard Hanna like impressive. What I'm hoping, Samuel. Oh no, my bad, John. I should have made that very clear. So once again, I am not saying this is what they're charging. I have no idea. I have nothing to do with the development of this game. Just given the honor of beta testing, and I'm loving this. And so you guys know me. I'm not going to bullshit you at all. Straight up, I played just the very basics of this game, liked it, and said, all right, if I'm going to really show it to the family here, I'm going to show it as they're going to see it their first time up. It's one thing. I've watched Baseball Maelstrom's videos. They were great, but I didn't bother taking notes or any of that kind of stuff. I just thought, this looks damned impressive. So this is me exploring this for the first time, and there's been no hitches. There's been no hitches. RJL payoff pitch is awesome. Yep. So it was his first replay on his channel. Welcome in, Robert. Good to see you. So again, I love the fact that it's going to prompt you all the way through. Okay, so first it's the steel jump check for Tony Perez. So we're doing the 2d6. Roll it. Okay, and it was a fail. Okay, so we're going to continue. All right, and then we're just going to go back to the payoff pitch. And we're doing the pitcher roll. So we did that steel check. Now we're at the pitcher roll. Rolling for the pitcher. Okay, this is going to be an in-play result. Notice here, not only do you get the pop out, but you also get the highlight. The pop out is huge, right? Because I think this is a great design decision on their part. Okay, now we have two reminders. Our next step in the process is the batter roll. Okay, and the result is a ground out, which again is highlighted right here in real time. And then we hit continue. And David Concepcion has the grounder to first, scooped up and thrown to first for the outs. End of the first, and it's 1-0 Cincinnati because we gave Cincinnati a gift. We can quickly look at our box score. I like the newspaper style looking box score to it. You can save your box score. You just click, and it would save out normally. You can save play by play, all that kind of stuff. We can look at play results. Very, very nicely presented, concise as you would expect, right? Top of the first, bottom of the first, everything happening on whatever count is going on, and the whole, that whole sequence. So a single, a double play, and then we gave Johnny Bench the triple. Tony Perez picked up the RBI, and then 3 unassisted Dave Concepcion. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. All right. And then down here, you get you get these dice rolls that were happening right here. 2d6, approximated in play, Yeah. They've made all the right decision. Let's look at some more options here. Okay. Let's go back to this annual play results manually. I'm going to let manual steal and manual sack bunt alone. I don't think we have to do this. But let's turn on sack bunt use charts. Although I like the I like fast action cards better. What is trends? That's a good, let's get out of here. So trends up here at, are we looking, again, we're looking at the we have the 6-second delay. So let me resume game. And all right, I'm not seeing it on here. So we'll figure out where that is. You can also look at the AI decisions, or what you want them to make. Should they just be tactical, pitcher, lineup, or all? And you can set that for all the way through for that, right? When I was looking at the box score, thank you. Okay, let me go back into the box score. Trends. So here we go. So if we look here, we're seeing. Let me see if we get down here because I just saw this little jump out at me and it didn't not jumping out again. So this is these are like the results, right, coming off this card, and I'm guessing that this is going to track. So for tough, right, 25% will come off in tough, 25% in play, 25% defense. We have to get further, I think, into the game for this. We can look at trends for each one. Okay. Oops, sorry. Cards keep popping out, and I love them. I love them so much. Yeah, so it tracks results themselves. Interesting. So yes. Um, and you can just do this just by, it'll just jump around. Okay, now I don't even know what the hell we did here. I'm just having a lot of fun with this thing. So we did enter play results manually. Okay, so let's resume game. Let's see what happens here. The payoff pitch. Okay, so yeah, this was it. All right, so Ted Simmons, we got to give them a break. We're going to give them a little gift too. So it's going to be a hit. And Philip Reynolds, you're going to hate this, but Ted Simmons connects big time. Boom. And Ted Simmons crushes one deep. It's out of here, home run. So we're tied 1-1. So this board game companion idea is really cool. So let's, since Robert is here, he's a big Keith Hernandez fan. We're going to be nice to Keith Hernandez as well. Payoff pitch. And then we have to make somebody an example. So let's say Keith reaches on an error too short. Okay. And let's make it a one base, let's make it a 2-base error and complete the play. Let's see what it says here. Keith Hernandez is safe on after an error by the, okay. So it needs to recognize, it's not recognizing it's the shortstop. Up here it is. But so Keith Hernandez is safe at first after an error by the, it should at least say shortstop. So again, just little things that happen in a beta. So still cool. So now we've got Keith Hernandez up there in scoring position. Again, you can see his ratings. However, if you move off of there, right, if you need a reminder, you're not going to get the reminder here. You've got to actually go over Hernandez's card and the nice organized call out on the other side. Okay, here's Ken Reitz now. Again, big thing here is you're getting not only just the letters, but the color coding, which was a huge thing for Pocket Pennant Run. And this is so great to have this. I mean, so we know about these Cincinnati Reds, but for somebody, again, a Steam player, yeah, this is very, very well done, Craig. This is beyond amazing what this game is doing. And I hope you guys are happy with, I am. I mean, so you could buy this, and what a clean board game companion this is too. So we haven't even been playing Payoff, but we'll go back to Payoff Pitch again here and let it go through its sequence because I think that's really rewarding. So you guys get the fact that you can use this as a board game companion. So let's go back to options one more time, and let's go back to, we're not going to do that bit. We're going to turn that off. We're going to have manual dice rolling, roll all dice, and the fast action card. Okay. We'll go to charts later for sack bunt, but let's just do all this kind of stuff. Okay. All right. Let's resume the game. And who we got here? Ken Reitz. Okay. Payoff pitch. Okay. So first thing again that it's going to do is it's going to be a this range check here. Let's do it. Okay. And so there was no bunt, so it's not in range. Okay. So we got that done. Okay. Now we're going to roll for the pitcher. And we are going to see that this one is a ballpark check. It's going to be a ballpark check. So now that's going to pop up over here. So notice, right, ballpark has come up here for Riverfront Stadium, and the highlights on the 2D10s, and this little thing. There's nothing you can do, man. I mean, you could probably cancel it to continue play. We got to do this, and look at this. All right, so we know that this is a wheelhouse for the batter. Okay, and then we've got to roll a D100 for a batter card lookup, and let's roll. Let's do it. And this is a result. This was a fly out. We see here that the result was a 96. And indeed, we look down here between a 93 to 99. that Ken Reitz is going to fly out to left. So we hit continue, and you can see it highlights, and then Ken Reitz lost one to left field. Pete Rose settles under it for the out. So, boom. And automatically you're up to the next player. And I think this is the way, once I buy this game, this is the way I'm going to play this game, is this way. I think this is so cool. Because I think to play, if you're going to play this, certainly you can just play it, let it roll the dice the way we started the broadcast doing it. But I think that if you're going to play this and not use it as a board companion, this is the way to do it. And I'm learning payoff pitch. This is great. I love it. All right, so now we're looking at a steal jump on Keith Hernandez. Okay, so it's going to roll the 2d6, and let's see what we get. All right, so our roll was a 7, and it's failed, so it's not doubles. All right, so now what are we doing here, guys? There will be a quiz. All right, so we're going to continue. So we did that. Let's go to our payoff pitch again. All right, so now we got Ed Brinkman up here. Let's do this. No bunt, pitcher roll. This one is in play. Roll for the batter. We can start to speed things up now. Fast action card. All right, so we have a single, and then the fast action card, as it says here, determines play outcome based on fast action card values. Okay, so let's flip it. And this is a single. So we just continue. Boink. Look at that. Ed Brinkman connects and finds a hole for a single. So I'd like to ask the chat, and we've got, in the family, we've got 22 people hanging out right now. Samuel Smith says release is supposed to be early April. It will be the most consequential baseball sim release for a long time. It's a big one, especially because they're going to Steam. I think that's incredible. Guys, what are your thoughts? Not on my commentary, but what are your thoughts on this bad boy right now? What do you think? The options are amazing, but I want to hear from you guys. If you don't mind doing some typing, please hold forth, because I'm hoping that Avenroot will be checking this out at some point. And this helps. This is going to help the developer. So again, this is in beta. So this is probably about a month out from being released, and all that. So leave your thoughts, hopefully in the chat, but also if later on you're somebody that catches this after the fact, please leave your thoughts in the purchase. Okay, so here we go. John first up here, leading off. He says, day one purchase. Absolutely. Absolutely agree with you. I will be waiting for this. It will release on a damn Tuesday when I'm at work, because nobody release games on my days off. I hate that. Like, please release games on Monday, people. Day one purchase. I will be waiting all day, killing myself. Like just dying to play this thing. So midlife crisis welcome. He says, I'm thinking I wasted my wife's time getting me the cards and dice for Christmas. That's high praise. That is huge praise. All right, so John starts out with a triple. Midlife comes on here. He hits another triple. Samuel Smith says the PC sim will draw a lot more people to the board game version too. Absolutely. RGL Network giving it some high praise here. He says looks really fresh. The only knock is that Joe Bryan needs to knock more seasons for it. Yep. Craig Scarborough says he thinks it's an absolute banger of a digital version of Payoff Pitch. Avenroot, I hope you're catching this, man. And this will autoplay. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. There. It just did a half inning. And we can look at our play results and everything. You can set this to go complete game, whatever. Todd B says, hey, Mike, Sports Time Machine, welcome in. Todd says his thoughts are, since you already own versions of Out of the Park and Out of the Park's 27's new features don't overly excite me. He says he's going to spend money on a new game. I think we got to. I think Avenroot has a hit. The developers of Payoff Pitch PC, you guys got a huge hit here. Great conversion of a cards and dice game, says Bernie Strom. Visually pleasing. Yep. D. Scott Howard says he's saving his allowance. Just 1965 waiting for Strat. Wow. So I have to tell you guys, in the time that I've been doing, and I wish Al was still here. I haven't seen Al say anything, but Al's been doing this for such a long time. And I don't remember at all like the excitement. And so when you guys are seeing a game that I'm showing on here that everybody's like, wow, I gotta have it. Rabid Wolverine, how you doing, man? Welcome into the family. He says this game looks absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to play it with the manual entry. Yeah, this manual entry is super cool. Payoff Pitch is one of the best games out there, and this would just make it so much better. Yeah, I mean, you know what, guys? My only two really complaints about this is guys on base. I want these, I want these ratings to stay up there and make this pop a little bit. Other than that, look how easy it's been to get around. Let's do it. I'm like, I'm addicted to this damn game already. I'm addicted. I'm addicted, baby. All right, here we go. Rolling for Bob Gibson, Cesar Geronimo up there now. All right, what do we got? And so this one is going to be a tough. And again, love the fact that this just does this right here. I'm almost ready to say stadium cheers, but that's for Robert to say. Rabbit Wolverine also would like to say thank you for your content. You watch so much of what? Oh, thank you, man. No, it's I thank you seriously. It's I'm just a wacko dude that just is so passionate about baseball and history and about community and family. And I hope that you'll come back. You're welcome to the family. You're here 3 times. You even get yourself an official wrench. So thank you. Glad you enjoy it. Um, just let people know I'm not trying to do this to build this channel. I never ask people to subscribe or like or anything like that. But I do ask people if you like it, let your friends know, hang out. This is something I'm never going to monetize. I just want people to feel that they've got one of the many great places. Another one here's we've got Bernie Strom, Bernard Strom Sports Replays. And the idea of this YouTube sports gaming community is to create a place where people could come, hang out, joke, bench jockey, have fun, play baseball, talk about your games. What are you doing digitally, cards and dice? Talk about the baseball season, all those things. Samuel Smith says he's not buying any more digital diamond, but the last 6 and all incremental improvements, they have been incremental. Yep. Yes, I know. And 1921 is in here, Robert. I'm being nice tonight because I wanted to show off this game. And I thought if I do 1921, people will be like, huh? But yeah, I saw it there. Believe me, I'll be playing some 1921 off. 1889 not included in this. But if they have some 19th century baseball, I'll be jumping all over because I'll be curious to see how this game engine handles. Now, Robert, it's my understanding that this game actually does have a lot of seasons available for it. Nice touch at the top right of the screen explaining the sack bunt check. Yeah. So let's cancel out of this for a second. Are you sure I want to cancel? Yes, cancel. Um, the other thing that I would like to see is a quality of life improvement. I do love the fact that we can move the widgets around. I would like to be able, if possible, to make this larger, and then also I've got to click in here to I don't want to have to get fussy with the scroll wheel. So right now I'm turning my scroll wheel, but I'm in the text. I want that to be able to do that. I don't want to have to go over here and have to click and then do that. Not that it's a deal breaker. I'm buying it day one too. John and I are going to race to see who buys it first. So I would like to see that done. I like the fact that it's an AI. You can also play this game. You can turn off the AI manager and play this just normally as you would play Payoff Pitch Baseball. So you get the pure experience. That said, I think the AI in this game is pretty good. The couple sort of just messing around games that I've done today and last night, it's pretty damn good. It is pretty damn good. All right, let's do some more. Let's do some more. All right, so here we go. We got our pitcher roll first. I like games that start off that way too. All right, so this is coming off Bob Gibson, Patient, batter roll. And this is going to be a grounder to short. So we see that again, a 74 G6. Again, so Philip, you were talking about resizing the cards. I'm telling you what, even before my eye surgeries, I would be able to see this. And I'm, again, looking at it with readers and without readers. And it's coming up really, it's just popping, man. It's popping. I can see that G6. I mean, I guess if I was on a little phone, but you're not going to play this. It's a PC game. Okay. So Let's go ahead and continue. Now you notice it's really quick, and you can probably change that in the options. But there were two arrows, and Ed Brinkman, there was a little kind of flash there. And you get a ground ball to the shortstop off the bat of Cesar Geronimo. Routine play out at first. One away. You guys will indulge me. You don't mind if I play a little bit more? Oh my god, I love this thing. This is scary. This could go right into immediately into S tier game for me. You know how everybody does the tier lists, and S tiers are the best games. At this point, this could very well be. I'd like to see a couple of quality of life improvements going down the line, but there is no problems at all with the gameplay. Sitting here as a payoff pitch rookie, I've seen Robert do payoff pitch. I've seen other guys in our community since I've been a member of this community since 2017 doing payoff pitch, but I've never played payoff pitch. It's a game I was always interested in picking up. But here I am actually playing payoff pitch, and I understand what the hell's going on. Again, for a new user coming in, and I'm thinking of the greater Steam community, you're going to get people, what's this? I like baseball, but Out of the Park Baseball has that perfect team, so I don't really like that. And Digital Diamond Baseball is, well, I don't understand it, but what's this? It's got dice. So D&D players and people see dice. People love dice in the gaming community. So I think that's another great reason that this is coming, that to go to Steam and try this. What is this? So, and I'm that person. I'm sitting down. I've had 2 hours, 3 hours with this game, maybe 4 hours. And I didn't get into any of this, guys. I was just playing the very basic thing with it. But now I'm playing payoff pitch baseball. And without any confusion. There's no confusion at all here. Okay, coming off a patient. All right, so here is the pitch to Ken Griffey Sr., and he's going to ground this one too short. Ed Brinkman up with it and over. 2 down. How easy is this? Holy shit! So there's all the seasons for it. Okay. Boy, I hope they're going to be. I hope they're going to be affordable in the digital version. I'm not expecting them to be free or anything like that. There's a lot of work that goes into all of this. I totally get it. But oh man, yeah, this is incredible. What an incredible baseball game. So if you're just starting with this, let's go back to game options. All right, we're gonna do just the auto dice rolling. Now we're gonna just like turn right. These we'll just leave all this if be. We're just gonna go back to this kind of basic thing. So this is how I started playing the game. Was this, which is nice. So we're not play. We're playing it, but it's like that. Okay, and you're still getting us in a wheelhouse. I would say this is like, okay, if you're just starting on this. Now we're going to roll the d10s. So you can also have all the dice roll at the same time. So let's roll the d10s and let's get our results. It's going to be a grounder to second. Boom. There, you see how it highlighted Ted Sizemore? Vukovic grounds to second. End of the second, 2-1, St. Louis. Will the fictional one be available? Rabbit, are you talking about and we're going to go ahead and complete this game because I want to just show you guys some other things. Will fictional players, or do you, because again, Rabbit Wolverine, I don't know. And that's okay about the caps lock. You're cool, man. We're very loose in here. It's all good. Let's go ahead and autoplay this out. Boink and start. Okay. Oh, it paused. So what we've got to do here, we got to go into game options. I don't want this to pause for anything. So let's go to autoplay and let's turn off all of that. Done. Okay. And resume game and start. And there it's playing out. I don't expect this to play with a lot of the same speed that things like Baseball for Windows is still the fastest season replay and game replay game engine I've ever seen. It's so ridiculously fast. Okay, so you have it in cards. Okay, I got you. So it's the 2014 league that Payoff made. Great question. Rabid Wolverine. I'm a newbie to Payoff Pitch baseball, so uh, Avon Root, if you're checking this out or anybody involved with Payoff Pitch, let us know, please. But right now, with the number of people in here, and for a family of this size, this is a pretty good chunk of people. This has been like people are just loving this, and I am too. I'm addicted. I'm really addicted to this game already. I need intervention, and I'm really picky about the baseball games I buy. So good stuff along here. Get our this is a nice touch. Our most valuable player, and you get to see his card. How cool is that? So we do a little tribute to Robert here. You know, like when Robert plays inside pitch baseball, and it's like the end of the World Series, or somebody, pitcher throws a no hitter or what have you. How the players all mob him. So I love the fact that we get Ted gets a good. We'll see what Ted did here in a second. There's our box score. St. Louis came out gangbusters, Philip. I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm happy because I like the Cardinals. 10 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Reds. 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. And let me see here. Let me see. Yeah, this is, we can look at our play by play. This is, wow. So St. Louis, let's see. Bob Gibson gets the win. Only got 1 strikeout, though. How about that? So could I please take a moment and give us your thoughts compared to pocket pennant run baseball? Okay, yeah, I will definitely do that in a few moments. I definitely will, Bernie. I promise you. Okay, here's your play results, guys, for the entire game. Very nice, right? Or as what's his face? Borat would say, is very nice. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and end the game, and we is done for that. Okay. So, well, Gullah took it on the chin. So, what happened, Craig, is I was just starting. I just picked as I was managing the Reds, but actually, because I wanted to show different sorts of options and everything like that. We gave like Johnny Bench a triple, and then we were kind of each time. So just so that people could get an idea, if people are interested, maybe tomorrow in the afternoon or something or whenever, it's not that late. We can actually play out a full 9-inning game, and you guys can decide what game mode we use, and we'll do that. Yep. So here's what's really cool about these, right? Look at this. Filter by date. Now, what was one of the big things that we heard about Payoff Pitch, guys? That was you could start your season at any point in the baseball season and play through. Well, looky. But for right now, because we don't have this set up as a project, let's go to this is not the year, obviously, but this is there's my natal anniversary day. And if I hit replay, so up here, Pirates and Braves, if I hit replay, we're ready to rock and roll. Zeroes out the stats, we're ready to go. Buckos are in the yellow and blue. Let's see, can we make them? That's better. And then we play ball. And bada boom, bada bing, there we go. Now we just hop back into 1975, Pittsburgh versus Atlanta. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? Yeah. Let's go to game options. We're going to cancel out of this, and I'm to be fair. I'm going to see if I can. Let me see if I can get to. I can. So Bernie wanted a little bit of comparison, and that's fair. It's fair dinkum, isn't it? All right, let me find Pocket Pennant Run. Oh, wait, I know where Pocket Pennant Run is. Come here. There we go. Okay. So let's talk about it. How about customizing the logos? I have no idea. Obviously, this game can't. Let's look around and see. This game can't, for obvious reasons, use the actual logos, like sell them. And that's the same with Pocket Pennant Run. So I'm guessing. So if not Avon Root, would it be possible that people could download logos, and is there a way to import your own logos as well? I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that. I haven't even looked in its directory. We could see. So we'll get to that. Let me get to Bernie's question, and I think it's nice to bring up Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. So I think what's important is that we need to bear in mind, again, the Payoff pitch is a more established baseball game than Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. I think there's a lot of similarities between the two. So let's talk about their strengths. I don't want to get into any negatives, really. Let's talk about just the strengths of each game and what it brings. So Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, I think, is strong because it's a multi-purpose piece of software. So to look at Pocket Pennant Run as merely a game, this Pocket Pennant Run Manager, to look at it as merely a game, I think is very unfair. This works as a nice little research tool. This is great for customizing teams. This is excellent now with Paul's free edition of the Baseball HQ app, that you get some seriously deep statistical analyses, comparisons, things like that. I think that also Pocket Pennant Run, there's no DLC to this game. It's got the largest database of any baseball game out there. There's no other digital baseball game that's this large of a database, and it's still growing. Craig announced that the rest of the Negro Leagues are coming to this, and there's going to be lots more down the road. So value for money, I don't know. This is a great game. This is great for value for money. You spend $14.99 and you get access to the software for free forever. As a board game companion, I prefer this over Digital Diamond Baseball because I don't want to sit and have to type in syntax. I know guys like Dwayne. Dwayne does great. When I play Digital Diamond, I play it for Digital Diamond. I like the game engine of Digital Diamond Baseball. That being said, Sports Illustrated Baseball is supposed to be implemented this year. And Status Pro is supposed to be fully implemented this year. If that happens, I will be playing it that way too. But I would not use Digital Diamond Baseball for myself as a board game companion. I don't want to type. I want to play games. I want to play a game of baseball. And I don't imagine Danny Murtaugh, or Jim Leyland or Don Kelly are sitting there typing in stuff. I want to I want that baseball experience. A little bit easier for me to click off and stuff like that. They're both, let's stick with one. Pocket Pennant Run is an excellent board game companion. It just is. There's no syntax at all to worry about. It would be kind of fun, actually, to play a game with the two, using them as board game companions. And I got to figure out how to do this. So if I could get some tips, I would. What I would do is bring up Strat Max as the game, quote unquote, that we'd be playing, and compare these two in terms of how they work as board game companions. So I like the little floaty things going on behind there, by the way, too. Pretty cool. I know you guys can see them, but when you see these little floaty things, keep them in there, guys, whatever this is. I like, for Pocket Pennant Run, the fact that I can quick play a game between any two teams in baseball history just as a one-off. I like that because I remember when my best friend and I, when we were undergraduates, we would just bust out Status Pro or APA or Strat, and we'd be like, yeah, dude, let's just play this team against this team. And I love the fact that I can just do that right here. Now, I can also create a project in here and kind of do that, but I have to be within that project. Now, I know that if I create a new project, I can draw from card sets to put them in the new project, but it's a little bit more work. But that's again, that's not a negative. We're just making comparisons. So I do like that. Creating projects in Pocket Pennant Run, to be honest with you, I haven't tried creating a new project in this, so I can't talk about its ease yet, but I can say that this is pretty easy to do. to create what I want to create from any of the databases that I want. Okay. And you guys also know just about how I feel about Pocket Pennant Run. Now, I'm not going to say, I said I'm going to stay away from negatives, but I will say some things about challenges. Pocket Pennant Run Baseball doesn't have, its manual is out of date. If you want to call it a manual, it's like a 2 or 3 page PDF. Paul's supposed to be writing the manual, and I've offered to proofread it and edit it. So I don't know when he's going to work on it. I don't want to be so bold. I'd like to ask Craig, would you allow me to write the manual to the game if Paul doesn't have time? But they have 2 play testers now, so we'll see. So this game does need a manual because I think that a lot of people don't quite get the dice flow and right understanding how park factors work in Pocket Pennant Run Baseball and how it's the same thing as power and things like that. You have to have the manual to know that. Whereas with Payoff Pitch, we'll get to this, I didn't need a manual at all to figure this game out. Happy birthday, Jim Boughton. Yeah, absolutely. May his memory be eternal. Or God grant him many years, I'm sorry. Wrong Orthodox greeting there. God grant him many years. So, Bernie, I know you've expressed you've expressed kind of concern about the flow of the game and understanding it. And so just to illustrate that really, because I do want to be fair, because I do love this game. I do. Let's just call it number 2. Doesn't matter. Let's go Major League Baseball. And let's just do the same 2 teams that we just did. So 1975 and St. Louis Cardinals. And I still love this game intensely too. So, and I know maybe anybody new here to this game will say, geez, Beatles must love every baseball game. Nothing could be further from the truth. There's some out there. I'm sure. I mean, they're good games for other people, but you'll never see me play what is that? PC Replay. Just didn't click with me, man. Sure, it's a good game, but boink. Do I want pitchers to hit? No, I want to play real baseball. Thank you very much. So, who did we have here? We had Bob. Where is he? What am I? 1975. Yeah, there he is, Bob Gibson. Well, Gibson really only 5 innings. Let's go with Bob Forsch. We're not going to play the whole game. Bob Forsch. So playoff pitch seems more intuitive. And Jim Rice's birthday, God grant you many years. Jim Rice. Jim Rice, one of my favorite. And Don Gullett will start here for the Reds. Okay, so I can change fatigue. Of course, this one's using a kind of fatigue rating. Now, payoff pitch players, you can tell me about how the fatigue works in payoff pitch because I don't know that yet. But we'll play game day. And let's use advanced fielding. But I'm going to turn off the bullpen thing. Just because. Okay. All right. So pretending I'm that user that just bought this game. Holy shit, look at that. Look at those Reds. That's ridiculous. Anyhow, if I'm looking at this, I don't have, when we're doing this direct comparison burning with payoff pitch, I'm not getting that comparison. So I'm looking at these dice and I've got to start intuitively figuring it out what I'm doing. Now, because I've been playing this so long, I know what to do. And I've been playing it since version 2, so it made sense. It all makes sense. But when you look at the game flow, all right, it's not that anything is bad or not. But I see here, I just look at the color coding and I start to suss it out. Oh, okay. So there's no other red dice here. So, but I see one here and I see this is a 3. It says control. So pitcher, control, 1, strikeout. So my rule of thumb with Pocket Pennant Run Baseball is once you can complete or the play reaches termination, that's where you stop. Well, it's going to stop at a strikeout, right? Right there. We see that on the chart. So I just select the out, and it's a strikeout, and batter up, and Ted Simmons. Let's roll the dice for Ted Simmons. So another thing that you don't know because you don't have a manual, I know how lefty-righty works in this. So Ted Simmons is a switch hitter, so I know that this left-right result, 7, is actually going to come off the batter's card. but you're not going to know that without a manual. Okay, so in this case, this is going to be a grounder to short. That's it. So once you get the flow down to this game, it actually works really nicely. I think a more meaningful comparison, Bernie, would be between this and Strat Max, or maybe we just bring Strat Max into the mix as well. I'll fire that up too and give you my thoughts of Payoff Pitch versus Strat Max, as both are way more established games than this one. One more, and then we'll click out of this. So again, we've got a control 4 strikeout. That's it. Lou Brock strikes out. Boink. And there you go. So I love both games. That being said, the other one was right, Payoff Pitch. I didn't know how to play Payoff Pitch before I played Payoff Pitch. And tonight, you guys, you saw it in real time. Let's go ahead and call this game. That I tried those new things without ever having tried them before tonight's broadcast. And I had no trouble doing it. And that speaks volumes. That is not to say, however, my friends, still this is the sexiest, sexiest score sheet in any game. It is. And the HQ stats, all good stuff. Is this an excellent game? Yes, it is. All right. Now, that being said, let's close that out. Strengths of this one, again, the user interface is incredible. This is incredible. I can switch around seasons just by doing this. Boom, boom, boom. Now, it doesn't have every season like Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. If I want to play a game, so exhibition game, blah, 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 I can only pick from these guys or from the 1921 unless I create a project where I'm mixing and matching cards. So that's okay. That's all right. And let's cancel this game. I love the fact that the game flows beautifully. So Bernie, you talked about the intuitiveness. This has to be intuitive because I'm not a Payoff Pitch veteran. Pocket Pennant Run has great potential. It does need a manual. It needs doing. It needs rewriting. And I really wish they would let me, like, I don't know. But Paul wants to write the manual. He knows the game really, really deeply. But I'd like to have a little crack at writing some of it. I think it would be fun. Maybe I could write the fun bits or something, or the example bits. It does need a manual. It definitely does. I agree with you. That's not a knock on the game. I know you're not knocking. It has great potential. I would say with this game, so guys, you tell me, how long has Payoff Pitch Baseball been around? If somebody could let me know in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Just because I think that helps with our comparison to be meaningful, because the last thing we're going to do is bring up Strat Max against this thing. No, don't know what it is, Mike. So Sports Time Machine, by the way, guys, please subscribe to that great channel as well. Mike is asking if anybody's ever mentioned what the price point for this will be for PC. Don't know. I could write one of my own, PPR for Dummies. Well, but they got to make their money, and I can't, I don't want to be making money off of their sweat and stuff like that. But I would help write the main manual, but I'm not going to write one by myself without, I wouldn't do that because I would want paid, and I don't want that. But I'd like to just help with the manual, or if they would let me write the main manual, that would be cool. Because I know Paul's busy with a ton of other stuff. I'll send him a sample of my writing. I don't know, whatever. But guys, how long's Payoff Pitch been around as a cards and dice game? One of you guys out there has to know. While we're doing that, this is the one I'm hoping so Avon Root, if you could, and this is not just for me, I think this would be really fun for people. Could this, and if you're going to have to pay for every season in this game, could this be included as a default with the game, this Legends and Busts, and then include it with another season, because with this I could have a lot of fun just out of the rip with this. It would just be there, and if anybody want to play, it's like, all right, let's see how I can do that. I think it'd be really, really cool. Um, the options in this game are dizzying in a good way, and I never felt overwhelmed at all. You guys saw we were playing with all of this stuff, and we hit all this, and even the enter play results manually. So they both work beautifully as as board game assistants. They also work beautifully with their own game engines. Sports Time Machine, he says, okay, so Payoff Pitch has been around 2013. So Payoff Pitch has 13, well, 12, let's say 12 years on Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, maybe 11. All right. But still, it's got a good decade on Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. So I think the better comparison is Strat. But I do like that you asked me that, Bernie, because Strat Max doesn't act as a board game companion, whereas Payoff Pitch and Pocket Pennant Run both do. So Strat is $82 every year just to play any new editions. Yeah, Mike, that's oof. So you haven't updated in a few years because of that reason. That's why you like Strat Max and create new cards. Mike, I love you, brother. I love you, man. Um, with Strat Max around, I don't even, except for the manual rolling, which Strat Max hasn't put in yet. I don't even know why anybody would still play that PC game. Strat Max is superior in every aspect to their PC game. It's just absolutely superior. If they enter, let you roll your own dice and input that result, man, just retire that. Mike, you play it like Mozart, you do, or you're like, you're like Itzhak Perlman on a Stradivarius. You play that game beautifully, brother. But Stratmax, yeah, it's a subscription model, but man, I don't mind paying that subscription model. That game's that good. So Pocket Pennant Run has great potential. I do think it's going to be an S tier game. I think Payoff Pitch has the advantage of having this game engine that's been around since 2013, and it is so refined and so well done that now they are able to bring this into a digital adaptation. Now, to compare this to PC Replay Baseball, some players have thousands of dollars invested in Strat PC. But I don't think the corporation up until then, I wasn't thousands of dollars, but I put about $450 into that game. And when they wouldn't let me just transfer it to a new computer without all this crap and bullshit, I'm like, forget it. And I was off of Strat until, I mean, I tried Strat Max last year. I remember Robert was saying this isn't like completely super advanced and blah, blah, blah. So I dropped it. And then Samuel Smith came in and said, you should check it out now. And I did. And it got Tim's seal of approval. And it's superb. And I get that some people have thousands of dollars invested in Strat PC. They don't want to abandon, but they don't have to. They don't have to abandon. But my point, Bernie, is it's like not play they should still do maintenance on the game. But you gotta. But like if Mike wants to play, or anybody that plays Strat PC baseball, you got to buy the game over and over every year. DK Sports, man, you just buy the season. Yeah, right. If you have an old version of Action PC Baseball, it doesn't care. You might be missing some features just to play the game. So you can't play head to head. You can't roll your own dice. And since it's online, you can't update teams. So no stadiums. Nah, horses for courses. I think in terms of game flow, I think in terms of season availability, which I know season availability is you do have every season in the PC game. I do know that. I don't think the cards look as good. The fields are there. The way I play Strat Max, Mike, is I play with the card up there. That other thing's a backdrop. So, yep, you can't update. There's some things that you can't do, but I think in terms of interface and flow, game flow, it absolutely So I remember when I first bought Strat PC, I thought I'd just buy, the regulator. It's like, oh wait, no, now you got to buy the cards. So that's an additional purpose. It's $82. Hey AP, so $82. I don't want to get into a big. We can talk about Strat another night as far as the debate, Mike, because I do respect what you have to say and would love to have you on the mic about it, even too, and we can have a good discussion about it. I think $82 is a crazy amount of money to spend for that game. And I'm not saying that to you and try to pick on you. I wouldn't spend $82 on a game like when if I had to buy all those extras. Now I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. I'm hoping that I don't have to pay extra for cards. I'm hoping that what we're seeing, not necessarily these seasons, but I'm hoping that with payoff pitch baseball, and let's go ahead and resume. I'm hoping that these, I don't have to pay to have these card images, right? And Strat PC, you do. You can either just play the game and use the regulator thing and play it strictly as a digital game, or you buy the seasons. And I'm hoping that, like, say, even if it just sells one season, so you buy payoff pitch, and you can pick a season, and and it's 1987, and that way I don't have to buy Will Clark's card. It's just there. Yeah, and they haven't upgraded their engine in decades. They haven't updated their interface since it was first created, and Appa PC baseball blows it away. And that way, it does. I mean, again, Mike, I think you play it really well. Um, you know, it's just not a good game for me. So yeah, yeah. So, and I know you did. I mean, the price is ridiculous. I don't get it. But with Strat Max, that's a fair price model. I'll take that. To see every player's. I was messing around with it today. I don't know, Mike, how deeply you dove into Strat Max's looking at stats and stuff. It's incredible. Strat Max is a damn masterpiece. It really is. And Appa Go has lots to learn from Strat as far as doing, in my estimation at least. That and $7 will get you a latte somewhere. Apago has a lot of work to go to get to the level that StratMax is right now, and StratMax is just brilliant, brilliant piece of kit. And Samuel Smith turned us on to, or is it John? Samuel, one of you guys today? John DFW figured out how you look at runners' ratings. But let's get back to this one. The big sell for me is not only the options, right? The way that you can start a season, and you can do that too in Pocket Pennant Run, but I can start a game anywhere I want. I can just play a game, and so similar to Pocket Pennant Run, as long as I own that card set or that season, I can play that. There, we can look at everybody's stats, by the way. Nothing really exciting there, except that they are sortable, which any game that doesn't have sortable stats today, that is a cardinal sin. You should have them. So good stuff. The big draw for me is I was able to try everything and not say, wait, what does that do? It made sense. The game flow makes sense. The interface is logical. It's really nice, but they do got to make that pop a little bit. The payoff pitch, right? Because the play ball up there, it's like, okay, I'm playing ball. And I was last night. I'm like clicking this like an idiot. The play ball thing. Remember we were in the game screen, and I'm like, right? So, I do like the fact here. Let me see. So you can change team. Well, I guess you can't change team colors. Maybe you have to do that. Oh, so it's a DL project, view only. Teams cannot be edited. So to the question about the logos, maybe that's something that will happen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I love the fact that I can view everybody's card. These cards are beautiful looking, and their their function in the game is a reflection of the excellent function of how this very, very, very refined cards and dice baseball game plays out. And I think they've done, and this is just a beta, right? It's a debug beta version. I think they've done a masterful job on this, and this game should sell very well. So there's a print function for reports and payoff pitch. Let's look. We'd have to play out a really quick game to see. 'Cause I know you can save out and print from there, but I don't remember if there was a direct print. But you can save, and it saves out like in just a format. I think it's like I think it was a text format. I didn't look at the format, Bernie. Um, but it saves them out. So from there, you can, if it saves it to WordPad or however you do it, you've got that print function there. So it does have that. Um, so the card sets that you would purchase are going to come over here. So this would be reminiscent of Strat PC, because I've watched Mike, and it blows my mind how many seasons Mike has for you. And good on you, brother. You're a believer, and that's cool. Um, so I'm guessing you'd be scrolling through your seasons, because you guys know me. I'm going to figure out some way to get all those seasons up there that Robert listed. I'm going to be buying everything, even seasons I'm probably not going to play. I'm going all in on this game. I'm going all in on it. And that's the highest praise I can give, because I've been looking for that next baseball game to go in on. This is it. This is it. If I got to buy a season a month, and if it takes me 3 years or whatever it is, I'm going to buy. I'm all in on this. That is the highest praise I think I can give this game. And the highest praise is what you guys have said. Nobody has said anything like anything negative about this game, and I've never ever encountered that with you guys with any other baseball game. I've heard negatives on every baseball game that I've played on here. Not hatred, right? But I've heard you guys say, "Oh, geez, and out of the park, da 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 da." Action PC. Oh, I wish it did this. Diamond Mine Baseball is da 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 da. But nobody here, everybody's like, "When's this coming out? I'm excited for this. Wow, this plays really well. Great job." I don't know how long this PC version has been in development, but I'm excited as you guys, and my thing stands. I don't know how much the season is going to cost in this, but first person that shows me in the Discord a proof of purchase, I will get you a digital season in a game of your choice, just as a say yay. And I don't get anything from the payoff pitch people. So I will do that, because I just want to see who's going to be first out of the rip. And if it's me, well, nobody gets anything. 1970s Stone Advanced only. Not sure why not Strat Advanced. So yeah, Mike, not sure. My Strat Max. Just getting into the game, and let's talk about Strat Max. So we're going to bring it up now, because I think it's really only fair to compare the two, because we do like comparisons. Yes, we do. Okay, let's reload that. There we go. Let me boop, 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 and bring the comments in and out again. So I think we definitely know that we are living in the great age for baseball sims. Strat Max is brilliant. So now to compare this and this to established games. So playing in Strat Max, there was one big thing that really bothered me. That once a runner was on base, I couldn't tell what his, like how fast he was. Well, somebody said today, was it John? Was it John? Was it Samuel? Who was it? Who are you? Please, I'm sorry, I had a long day. You just hover over the diamond, and you get a little call out that shows where or the speed of the guy on base, or got runners on base, whatever. So this game this is a subscription model. So in the long run, this is more expensive than any game that you're going to play. So for what this game though would cost for 10 years would be equivalent to buying every season in Action PC baseball at full price, roughly about 8 to 10 years. But it's a different game. That's a digital game. Again, any two teams in baseball history, I love it. The fact that I can look at any player's card, go to stats and ratings. Doesn't matter what you pick. I can look at his stats, his strat cards for any season, Hit the old calendar here if you don't believe me. Look at that, man. Let's just pick 1935. And there we go. There's the Boston Braves. Let's look at Wally Burger. There's Wally Burger's card for 1935. But maybe I want to look at Wally Burger's card from 1940. There it is. And I can look at his ratings. It's brilliant. But you expect this from an established game company. So Payoff Pitch PDF seasons are $9 each. My guess the digital versions may be the same. Well, if that's it, man, I'm just going to blow a paycheck and just get them all at once. We'll see. We'll see. All I know is I'm going all in, man. I'm going all in. The flow in this game is excellent. It's excellent. I sat down and played Baseball Max. It pretty much made sense to me. It pretty much made sense to me. This does not work as a board game companion. You cannot roll your own dice. And also the things that Mike said. First enough in a couple weeks. Mark, welcome in, man. Welcome in, dude. I hope you caught some payoff pitch here because we're going to play a couple more innings anyhow in a minute. So there are some things that Strat Max, I think, could it do? Will they do it? I think their big thing that they're missing is to have a way people want to roll the dice if they're playing a cards and dice game. So hopefully Strat Max will add that. As long as you're willing to pay the subscription fee, you got access to everything. I love the fact that you could just you got all-star games. You got this game of the day thing, which is like a ranked leaderboard type thing that you can play. And it'll just pick a random game, random whatever. Let's see what is today, or what we got today. Sometimes this gets a little bit, but let's let it do what it's doing. There we go. So we got Colorado versus Milwaukee. Looks like. Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah, or Colorado, Miami. I'm sorry. So it's just going to take a random day in baseball, random two teams, whatever, and and you just play them. Sometimes it's going to be the same year. Sometimes it's a different year. Every day this changes. A game of the day. You play it, and then you can rank up here on these leaderboards, and stuff like that. Okay, cancel. Let's go back here. Yeah. Okay. So it really depends on what you're looking for, but I think for what Payoff Pitch does, and we're going to do another game. We're gonna do a game, maybe not a whole game. We're going to do a game. You guys pick one of the seasons that you see on here in the screens, and we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll have a little bit of fun because it's not that late yet. Okay, Mark, it's great to see you. Payoff Pitch is awesome. I hope you're going to buy it too. It's going to be available in April. Avenroot, this is just incredible. Samuel Smith was saying this is the most significant baseball release in years. I agree. There's no hyperbole here. I'm going to show these are the seasons Robert says are available in the analog version of the game. So it's a lot of baseball you can play there. Interesting, they picked the 1889 season. That's kind of funny. But you still have the American Association there. Maybe that's why. Because I would have picked 1894 to put in there myself. Because you had that great race between the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Beaneaters. And I hope they'll do some dead ball seasons, like 1908 at least. But I really like this. You got there's more seasons. There's some seasons I would like to see again. Not knocking you, Payoff Pitch. You guys got to get to work. Where's 1949? Where's 1941? Those were great baseball seasons. 1922 would be great to see in here. It's great to see 75, 76, 70s well represented, 80s, all that kind of stuff. Let me hide this and move down because I saw another comment pop. Ron Juckett. So Mark says Ron Juckett. And I'm marking the team. That's part of our new channel. Did a test today playing head to head. It was a blast. So there you go. There's another one, guys. Payoff pitch, Avonroot, you guys. There's another one. I have never seen such approval for a game as I have for this one. Just straight up. That you got, because when I was talking to Crash, and Crash was very pleased with questions. By the way, guys, keep those coming about strategy baseball. And I told him, I said, these guys are super picky, super hyper knowledgeable baseball fans, and they'll tell you straight up what they think about a game, what they like it, what they don't, what needs improving, needs changing, enhancing, what have you. And I have never seen such an amazing positive response. And I really think they have a winner here. More importantly, you guys think they have a winner here too, because all of you here, unlike myself, I didn't start playing cards and dice baseball. I started playing digital sims. So cards and dice was a thing I did when I was an undergraduate. Didn't have time as a grad student, but as an undergraduate, played a lot of cards and dice baseball, and then found digital, baby. I'm like, yes, I can be a grad student and play baseball. Woohoo! You know, but I love this. And so fair warning, you're going to be seeing a lot of payoff pitch on here once this bad boy releases. There's going to be a lot on here. I'm super stoked for this, man. Super excited. Super whatever. I'm trying to think of what people would say in the 2020s here. So stoked. I know it's very 90s. What are you going to say? Pick a season, somebody. Let's pick a game. Come on. Because if you don't, I'm going to pick 1921 and nobody's going to know the players. Do you want to do legends and busts? Do we want to have fun with that? How about that? I'm going to wait and see if somebody will pick one. And so tonight is brought to you by Evolution. This is real fruit soda. This stuff is actually really good for you. It's got prebiotic fiber in it, and it's made with real squeezed fruit. It's organic, no sugar added, and it also, with the probiotics, helps with digestive health and stuff like that. A can of this is 40 calories, 40. That's it. And it's really, really, really good. It's a little bit more expensive than regular old soda pop, but and I'm not really a soda drinker, but I love this stuff. And this is the berry burst flavor, and you can taste the real fruit in it. It's really nice, and it doesn't taste like a diet soda at all, because it's not. All right, countdown continues. 1969. Okay, 1969 is the one we'll do, because nobody said anything. Let's play an Orioles and Mets game as an exhibition, because I'm not going to worry about setting up a project. All right. So we're going to make Baltimore the away team, and we'll play this in New York. Okay. Baltimore and New York Mets. No, not New York A, New York N. There we go. There we go. No DH. We don't want any of that stuff. I'm going to let it generate lineups for both sides. Okay, liking that. And let's do. I'm gonna let the. I'm gonna manage the. So-called. I'm gonna manage the Orioles. Let's play ball. Let's play ball. Let's play some ball, baby. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I mean, so you guys had a blast. That is so cool. No, I was just asking for somebody to just name one of the years that we have in the beta here, and we were just gonna just do a game. So let's do it as payoff pitch. There is, I know that if you guys are on that Discord for payoff pitch, there is one. I know that there's somebody else that did a video that exclusively talks about this as a board game companion. We did cover that, but that's probably going to be a lot better. Let's go to game options, and let's make sure that we're going to do this, and let's just do let's do this and do this, and let's go for it. Yeah, let's have fun. Okay, and here we go. The payoff pitch. Oh no, I went the dice roll too. Damn it, I forgot. So let's cancel this and go to game options because I went the manual, right, the manual roll all dice and the fast action cards. I think that's the way I want to play this bad boy. There we go. Well, still not what I want to do. Hang on. Now this is me because I'm getting all excited, baby. Where is it? 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 Use charts. Use action charts. Use game, and let's just go with. No, this is not what I want. This is my fault. Now you guys saw I got into this. I'm just maybe getting tired. There we go. There we go. That should fix it. That should fix it. And indeed it does. There we go. I had the enter it manually. I don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. Paul Blair leading things off here. The Baltimore Orioles against Gary Gentry getting the start here in this exhibition game between the 1969 Baltimore Orioles and New York Mets, who met in that crazy World Series. The Amazons pulling it out. All right, Gentry into the wind here, and here we go. So for Gentry, this can be a defense. So we're going to check this fact over here, and let's flip to fact. Just the facts, man. And just going to be a ballpark check. So we got to run the ballpark check here. I'm going to roll it. Bam. And we're going to do, wow, look at this, man. There's like all kinds of crazy stuff. So we have an out. We've got to see what that final outcome is. So let's flip it. And this is a fly out to center. And up here, it does, again, showing everything you want to do. So there we go. We got one away. Paul Blair. Fly ball center field. Tommy Agee makes the catch for the outs. One up, one down. Here's Don Buford now, 291 average in 1969. And here is the pitch. And this one's going to be a tough. Ooh, it's going to be a tough. Yes, it is. And this is going to be a grounder to third. So Al Weiss has it. Fires on to Cleon Jones for out number one. Okay. The two down here, top of the first inning for the great Boog Powell. 304. We can check out the Boogster here and look at this 37 home runs in 1969 with a 304 average. I would love to see RBI on here, by the way. I talked to them, Pocket Pennant Run about that too. Be nice to see some RBI on here, but let's go, baby. Payoff pitch. This is tough. And it's a double by Boog Powell, baby. There we go. Drives one into the gap all the way to the wall for a double. Here comes the judge, Frank Robinson. Gotta love it. Okay, so still jumped on Boog Powell, but it's gonna have to do that anyhow. Boog's not gonna go anywhere, man. Boog's hanging out at second, man. He's like, yeah, I hit home runs. This is not in my contract to steal bases. Okay, let's go for the pitcher roll here. And what do we got here? We got another ballpark check. Pretty cool. I like ballpark checks. They're fun. Yep. And let's roll now for the batter. Okay, so this is in a wheelhouse over here. And let's roll it up. And this will fly to left. God, so easy. Ed Cranepole will measure this one up and brings it down. Middle of the first. Baltimore gets a hit. Strands one. We go to the bottom of the first. Baltimore nothing. And the Mets coming to bat. How easy is this to play? So the only mistake I was making there at the end is I wasn't clicking off manual entry. So that manual entry is if you're rolling up your dice. So I didn't have to bring up Pocket Pennant Run to customize the dice for this. I love that. Yep. All right, let's go. Oh, we're not going to intentionally walk anybody here. All right. McNally deals. And here we go for McNally. This one is going to be in play. And this is going to be fly ball out to right field. And Merv Rettenman sees his name all over this ball. And he will haul that fish in for out number one. Here's Cleon Jones. I'm going to get me a golden retriever. I'm going to name him Cleon Jones. I'm telling you. Because I like that name. All right, this one, a tough off of McNally's card. And big swing and a miss, Cleon Jones. Whiffing on that one. All right, 2 down here now. And brings up Ed Cranepole, 238 average for him in 1969. Again, this needs to pop a little bit more here. But no biggie. All right, and this one is in play. And this is a fly to right. And I like to, here, I should say this, I like the transparency. As a content creator, I like that. Because if I was sort of quote unquote calling this game, I can see it's going to Merv Rettenmund, and I really like that. And I can see down here, I like the transparency, guys. Don't change that at all, please. All right, fly ball to right, and Rettenmund hauls it in. And end of the first, we are scoreless here in 1969. All right, it's going to be Robinson, Belanger, and Hendricks. So we have an email address for the YouTube channel in the next couple of days that can use thespian email for now. And Beatles Eternally, please send me an email. And let's have you on the show. I'd love to be on, man. Thank you. I will do that. Man, I'm really excited. I think what you guys are doing is incredible. And you can be playing a lot of payoff pitch, right? All right, here's the great Brooks Robinson, baby. The great Brooks Robinson. All right, here we go. Gentry to deal. All right, off the pitcher's card, what do we got? So this is Patient. And Brooksy draws the walk to his little meeple. They got to keep the meeples. The meeples are cool. Gamers love meeples, man. So all right, here comes Mark Belanger. All right. Steel jump. Okay, so failed on that check. All right. So this must go here because if I wanted to call a hit and run, so I do like that it backs out, so I can go to that next managerial decision. Obviously, though, I don't think I'm going to do that at this point. Let's go back to it. Oh, you're very welcome, Bernie. Thank you for coming in. And also, Mark, thank you for coming in. And I will be in touch. Because I know you're also in the our Discord, so I'll reach you through there too. Thank you so much for the invitation. All right, how are we doing here on time? And if people are dropping like flies, people hanging out. If you have any questions, anything you'd like me to experiment here with, guys, while we're playing through this game, do let me know, please. But this one, I guess, is if we grade this on a baseball scale, I call this a 3-run homer because there's a couple things I'd like to see change in it. Make this pop. Let me be able to go down and remind myself what these ratings mean, because I'm not going to remember them from here. I'm not going to remember run, sacrifice, double play, at least for a while. Run, sacrifice, double play. I'm not going to remember that, or what, even if that means the same thing up here. Fix those two things, gents. And it's a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, baby. All right, let's do it. All right, so we did the bunt check. All right, and now we're going to do pitcher roll, Patient off of Gentry's card. And wild pitch, baby. There we go. So this one, Jerry Grody's got to chase it all the way to the backstop. And Brooks Robinson on a second. Belanger back in the box. And here's the pitch. This ball is in play. And here we go. We've got a double base runner advancement. What happens here, baby? This is a double, 2 bases. Whoa, look at that. And Mark Belanger with an RBI double. And Baltimore jumps out to an early 1-0 lead. All right. Here's Ellie Hendricks now. Elrod Hendricks. Okay, we're going to do a steal check here on Mark Belanger. And that has failed. We're just going to go ahead and just pay off pitch. Patient. Batter result is an 88. So again, down here you can see all the ranges and everything. I'm really falling in love with this game too, because I love a game that I can read a chart. No knock on app. I'm a big Appa fan, but somehow just a number and a dash and another number. I love a game that gives me the plays right there. And I just, that's so cool. It's like, oh, I rolled this. Oh, grounder to second. Okay. All right. So ground ball fielded. Yeah. So what do we hear? What are we checking here? So we're going to use special cases only. I'm runner on second, nobody out. Let's see what happens here in this bad boy. This is an advancement on a 2d6. Runner advancement check. Situation runner on second, 2 outs. Again, there's charts you can use in this game, by the way, that I haven't messed with. I'm kind of feeling comfortable with this. Runner on second advances a third, and the batter is out at first. Wayne Garrett involved in that play. Ella Hendricks is grounder to second, scooped up, thrown to first for the out. And on the play, the AI manager bringing the corners in. So runner on third with less than 2 out makes sense. Belanger's at third, looking for the second Baltimore run here. Brings up Merv Rettenman. Had some little pop in his bat back then. So 4 home runs there for Rettenman. He had a little bit of speed. I'm sorry, not pop. Must be getting tired. Here we go. Pitcher roll. What do we got here? All kinds of good stuff here. So this is a defense. So we're going to do a defense check here. We got to flip the fast action card. And it's going to end up with a ballpark check. So there's a lot of steps in this, but how they've been able to streamline this and moving everything from left to right is so super cool. And the final result, this is going to be an out, and this is a grounder to third. Okay. And then we got to do for the ground out for the advancement here. Roll it up. And ball through the drawn in infield and all advance one. So nice little surprise there. How about that? Merv Rettenman getting a clutch single. If you set stealing to auto, does that eliminate the dice roll for steals? I have this on auto, so it's still, I guess, it's still checking for those checks, D Scott. So if you've played Pocket Pennant Run, you would know how that functions. Again, or not Pocket Pennant Run. My God, Payoff Pitch. So you need to tell me. I can cancel it. Let's turn it off, or let's see where we have it set. Okay. Yes, cancel. Let's go to options. So let's turn on manual steal instead, and let's see what happens. I don't know. We haven't tried that yet. Okay. Oh, so there we go. All right. So let's hit steal second and see what happens. So we're going to do this check and safe. I guess that answers the question. So we had to do that. We had to do that dice check on manual. So on auto, I'm not sure what it's looking for there. And let's go back and set it to auto and see what we can see. If Merv is going to try to steal third, because he could steal. Okay. So this is going to be a sack bunt range check. And this one, roll 6 in range 2 to 12. AI manager calls for sacrifice bunt. Dave McNally squares around to bunt. And here we go. And batter out, runners advance. Sacrifice successful. McNally gets the bunt down. So 2-0, actually, a run scored on that. So over here, we have decline, no confidence. See, OPS difference too small. Oh, this is really cool. So it's going to give you, it's going to like kind of show you the AI's decisions here. And again, as we showed earlier, you can see for tactical pitcher lineup, but also for all of them, what's been executed, what's been evaluated, and you actually get to see here. So in this here, intentional walk pitcher hitting card declined, 0% confidence, OPS difference too small. So 0.050 versus 0.150 threshold. And the factors were the OPS of 700 versus Paul Blair 819. So I love that it does that too. So if you want You want to talk about an open engine? Now you're going to get to see how the AI is even thinking. So if I don't click steal second, it doesn't do the steal check. It looks that way. I think so. Yeah, I think you got that right, D. Scott. All right, here we go. We got the roll coming off of Gary Gentry's card. This is patient. And this is going to be a grounded second. Paul Blair. All right, so Baltimore picks up 2. We head to the bottom of the second inning. We're not going to do the whole game, guys. Don't get scared. 2-0. Jerry Grody, Wayne Garrett, Bud Harrelson due up. And Dave McNally. So it's going to keep track here of what's going on, which I really like too, because we all want to keep track of what our pitchers are doing. And I know cards and dice game, you guys are doing this on the score pad, but we digital players, we just can't be arsed. So well, there we go. All right, and don't forget, this functions as a board game companion as well, and you don't even have to go through all this. But now that I'm playing it this way, it's like, okay, why wouldn't you? All right, this is going to go grounder to third. Brooks Robinson fires a strike onto Boog Powell, 1 away. Here's Wayne Garrett. That really's got to pop more. Okay, batter roll. And look at this, huh? Wayne Garrett draws the walk. So Dave McNally giving up the free pass. Here's Bud Harrelson. And so there was a steal jump check there, D. Scott Howard. You see that? You know, we have it on auto. It's still doing that check, but I'm managing the Orioles. So maybe this has to do with that. Okay, anyhow, that was a fail. And I'm not going to intentionally walk him, obviously. So let's go ahead. Okay, so pitcher roll. And this is patient, rolling for the batter, grounder to second. Okay, now on a ground out, fielded by the second base, runner on first, 1 out, using special cases only. For example, digits 5, 6 exceptions. Let's go ahead and roll it up, see what we get. Double play check on the 2d6. And this is going to be a no double play. And this is going to be a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice, 4-6. You do get the lead runner. This plays so elegantly, I think, yeah? So any more thoughts? Any more things you guys would want to see with this game? It does autoplay. You can pick any game within the season that you have and play from that game. Just play that game. You can muck about with it. You can create your own projects, which we haven't covered in here. It does function as a board game companion. The interface is designed beautifully. It's intuitive. I feel that right now, pretty much I could go out and snag, although I know they would have them on a Sunday night, a payoff pitch game and sit down and I would be able to play it. This game has kind of taught me a lot about payoff pitch, such that I wouldn't feel like, oh my God, I better read all these manuals and stuff like that. So I can't say the same thing with PC Replay Baseball. I didn't get a sense of how to play the game. In fact, neither Steve Tate nor I separately, could we even figure out how to start that, start a game in that. Widgets are movable but not resizable. So let's cancel for now. So, some of these widgets, so the autoplay is movable to where you want it to be. Lineup screen is static, which is fine. But these two guys, right, these are all movable. This one, I would like to see this be able to, this one to resize if possible. Again, I love this. I love this. So that's it. So en route to close this up, if you want to skip to the end, we talked out at a good amount of folks here tonight. There has been, everybody is really wanting this game. Myself included. I want to thank you for hopefully get a chance to test out a couple more betas, and I'm glad that you're cool with me showing us on the channel. Again, I really, just to recap, minor quibble here, but this needs to pop some more. D Smith, does in-game box score look like? Oh, you want to see what it looks like? Yeah, sure. We can do that. So here's the box score. So again, you can change the theme, by the way. And I think the dark theme looks the best. So that's why, it just looks like this. I like that. Easy in the eyes. There's the play results. So there's your game log, right? The trends are pretty cool. So the trends are kind of neat. And you're getting these trends. These are coming from the card. So this is coming from Gary Gentry's card. And I'm seeing this also happening. The StratMax does something like this as well. So that's what those do. And then let's close this. Let's look at, wait, where was the play-by-play? I'm sorry, my fault. Yeah, there it is. So that's what it looks like. And you save it, and you would be able to save it and then just look at it, print it out later. D. Scott Howard says, thanks, looking forward to the release. Me too. Me too, man. April's going to be a great month. Out Park 27 will have already been out. Digital Diamond, I'm hoping coming out. This bad boy, which again, I've never seen such excitement and anticipation for a game and praise for something that's still in beta. I can tell they've worked hard on this, and I'm having an absolute blast. And thank all of you for coming in tonight. Oh, you're very welcome, D. Smith, man. Thank you for coming in. This is a hard act to follow, to be honest with you guys. So I think if I would come back with some baseball later, it's probably just going to be, Ernie Harwell calling an Appa game or something. Because I just don't know how you can follow this. Let's finish out this last inning, or this second inning, and then we'll just finish out the game, like autoplay it. All right. What do we got here? We got a patient and, a walk. Okay. So Ron Swoboda says, no, I'm not ready for this to be over yet. All right. Here's Al Weiss. And Dave McMalley deals. Well, no, he doesn't first. This is a steal jump check. Okay. And here's a pitcher. This is patient. And from the batter, here we go. We got an advancement play, base runner advancement. Let's flip this fac. And this is a single. All right. Boom. There we go. Oh, my goodness. And a run scores. Al Weiss with an RBI single. Runners at the corners. Wonder how soon Silva will have his ballparks at 27. Yeah. So, John, as I was saying earlier, and welcome in, buddy. Welcome back, I should say. So I've been only testing out of the Park 27 in just using 2015, so just using the ballparks that come with the game. So I think last year he had them up there pretty much on release day or day after or something like that. So I don't know whether he's going to be making any changes or anything to it, but hopefully soon, because again, I'm really having a lot of fun with out of the Park 27. Getting in and looking at a lot of the metrics that have been added to the game this year. And I'll just say this: you don't need to jump into those deep metrics if you don't have to. But it's good game, a worthy addition again, as it is every year. But this game, I really like the hype for this game and the anticipation for this game. Really is really something. Never seen anything. Ain't never seen the like. Ain't never seen the like. All right. So anyhow, New York trying to push the issue here with one across. It's 2-1, and here we go. This is going to be a ballpark. It's going to be a ballpark check here, and so this one is going to be in play, and this is going to be a base runner advancement. So this is a double. This is a double, and let's. Okay, so yep, there we go. Everything goes left to right. And oh my God, Gary Gentry tags this one. And Gary Gentry, a happy man there. And now the Metropolitans with a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Last year, Mike had them up almost immediately. Yeah. I love the active scoreboards in Owl Park baseball. Mike's ballparks are brilliant, but let's not forget his uniform mod as well. Brilliant stuff, right? Okay, boom and boom. Pitcher can, yeah. So Dave McNally needs to get out of this. This ball in play by Tommy Agee. Let's see what we got here. Grounder to first. And that ends the inning, and the New York Mets pick up 3 runs. It's 3-2, and we're going to go ahead and autoplay the rest of this game. And boom. Mike is a beta tester. Yes, he is. Mike's been a beta tester for Out of the Park Baseball for quite a while. And in fact, probably what I'll do tonight is I'm going to put in a little bit more time with that. But I mean, it's so close to release now. So there's a lot of options that I won't be showing in that game, like the trade AI and stuff, because I really don't mess with that kind. But there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. But you guys will be able to make your own judgment when you see it Friday night on this channel. I'm going to wait for the Steam release. All right, the Mets take this one 5-3 over the Orioles. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Mets. 3 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for either team. Gary Gentry gets the win. McNally the loss. Ron Taylor with the save. And your most valuable player of the game is Ron Swoboda. We can look at our box score and all day and stuff like that. So great game, man. And this thing is just a beta right now. So $9. If this goes as the same, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's say 10, but that'd be $110 to have what's right in this beta. We'll see. I don't know what the pricing is going to be. They're probably still working on it. I'm not part of that team. I'm just having a chance to look at it. But who said it was a banger? So thank you for joining me tonight, family, for an introduction to Payoff Pitch and how easy it is to play. And we'll probably do some more this week with it. I know I'm going to be playing with it. I'm going to go back in a season I'm more comfortable with, 1921, because I want to play me some St. Louis Browns, at least till they do the 1922 season for this game. So the old Brownies, though, they were building there. They were 3rd place there. So, and my Pirates only 4 back. So this is a good season for me to play. Yeah, you are absolutely welcome. Thank you for coming in, D. Smith. I really appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys. And Avenroot, if this couple hours that we've done here is any indication of the reception this game is going to get, you should be very, very, very happy, because we all are. Guys, until the next time, family, Borgata, we'll see you guys around the batting cage. And thank you, everybody, for coming in tonight. So many of you just joining us here and celebrating this awesome baseball game. Payoff Pitch, Game Pulse, Payoff Pitch, PC, baby. All right. See everybody around the batting cage. Good night.